Hey everyone, how's it going? How was your weekend? Hopefully it was good. Hey Alex, hey Vetus, hey Liz. So really quickly, tonight is a 1 hour, well, it's not a 1 hour live stream. It's a 1 hour for the donations to be open. And if I'm done in an hour, then great. If not, no big deal. But donations are only open for 60 minutes tonight, and that started when the live stream started. So just a little heads up on that. I've been so busy today, but since I didn't come on the weekend, I wanted to stop in and say hi. Amy, I am getting a yes, the Page of Wands. Good news, optimism. Maybe he's getting his groove back. Liz, I have a yes, Two of Cups. For those of you hanging out, the free question is a 1-card pull. You can ask any question, any format. It doesn't have to be yes or no, but it can be if you'd like it to be. You're welcome, Liz. I am getting, oh my God, positive vibes. I have 3 yeses here, and it's crazy because I have the 9 of Cups, the Ace of Cups, and the Knight of Cups. So this is a yes. I think this is a good match for you. Positive vibes. Hey, Jennifer, welcome in. How are you? Vetus. Vetus, I have a no, 5 of Swords. 5 of Swords. Lack of communication. Walking away. Self-sacrifice. Defeat. Yeah, it seems like a no for that one. Alex, thank you for the donation. You like the 9-card readings, right? Who is it going to be with for you, Alex? Do you have a specific person you're asking about? Jennifer, thank you so much for the mini. Doing good. We're just working on the free readings for right now. We have about a little less than 10 minutes left, and then we'll be moving on to donations. Jennifer, you'll be after Alex. Hey, Kay, that sounds great. I will add you to my list. No way, Jennifer, are you serious? That's amazing. Congratulations. I'm happy to hear that. Beautiful love, hi, welcome in. How are you tonight? For those of you just now joining us, please hit that like if you have a second to do so, if you haven't already. We are still doing free readings right now, 1-card pulls. You can ask any question, any format. We're about halfway through the free list at this point. And we will have to cut the free list off on time today because we already have 3 donations in the queue. You're welcome, Jennifer. Jennifer, when do you start your job? Did you accept it? Did you already start? Beautiful, love. You're okay. Just trying to stay strong. That's good. I'm glad to hear it. You are strong and you can do this. Yes, you accepted. Today is your 2nd day. Oh, that's awesome. Oh, I'm so happy for you. All right, Kay. Well, I passed my CDL test. Please show me a yes or a no for Kay. Will she pass her CDLA test? I have a yes, the world, accomplishments. So that feels good to me, Kay. Beautiful love. Can you ask Spirit if I should reach out to hubby to work things out? Show me a yes or a no. Please, should she reach out to her husband to work things out? I'm getting a no for a sword. Should she wait for him to reach out? Just to confirm, please, that she should wait. Please show me a yes or a no. Yes, 9 of Cups. So they're saying wait, do not reach out right now. Okay. I just double confirmed that for you. Hello, Matt. How are you? It's nice to see you. Welcome in. I work a few hours, but I can now balance it with my small business and family. That's perfect. I'm not taking it for like a month, but I'm just nervous. You're welcome, Kay. You're welcome, beautiful love. All right, Spirit. Well met here from the Cancer this month. Please show me a yes or a no. Please show me for a yes or a no. I have a no, the 10 of Wands. Not this month, but we're like sort of halfway through this month already, so we'll have to check in for next month for you. Alexandra. You're welcome, Vetus. I just saw your message. Did Diana think that I got angry at her post on Facebook about our arguments? Show me a yes or a no. Did she think maybe? 2 of Swords. Bottom of the deck is a maybe. Top of the deck is a no. What did she think about this? What did she think Alexandra felt? You felt like your feelings were hurt, maybe? Maybe she didn't think you were quite angry. Maybe she just felt like you were upset. Thank you, Spirit. All right, so free list is going to close in less than 5 minutes, and we will be moving on to donations. So if you're just now joining us and you have not asked your free question yet, make sure you do that. Donations are only open for an hour tonight, and at this point we're about 45 minutes left. So if you guys are thinking about making donations, make sure you're doing that within, I would say, relatively soon. You're welcome, Alexandra. All right, well, I'll reconcile again. Three minutes left of the free list, and we will be moving on to our donations. If you're curious where you are on the donation list, you can take a look at the chat. I just posted it. Alex says, will R reconcile again? Please show me a yes or a no for Alex. I have a yes. Ace of Pentacles. Ace of Pentacles, Alex. That's a good thing. That's an offer from this person. Jennifer. Will Michael reach out soon? Michael is watching social media. Jennifer wants to know, will he reach out to her? Please show me a yes or a no. Show me a yes or a no. I have a yes, Knight of Pentacles. You specifically asked if he'll reach out soon, and I am getting a yes for that. But just keep in mind that, especially if it's been a while since you've heard from this person, they're coming in as the Knight of Pentacles energy, which is very slow moving. They want to not take risks. They don't want to stick their neck out there because they're afraid of like what could happen, you know? So they're doing things slow, taking their time, maybe really observing the situation before they reach out, okay? All right, so we are adding Liz to the donation list. Liz, thank you so much. Also, thank you guys for all the likes. If you're heading out, please make sure that you just hit that like for me if you can. All right, so we have Alex, then Jennifer, then Kay, then Liz. We will get started on Alex in about 1 minute. The free list will be closed in about 1 minute. So make sure you guys are dropping your questions if you have one. Hey Karen, welcome in. How are you? Thanks for checking in, Alex. Does my ex-F think that I was in love with him when we had a relationship? We dated for very little time. Okay, let's see. Does Karen's ex-F think that she was in love with him when they had a relationship? Does he think that her feelings were strong, like she was in love with him? I do have a yes, Seven of Pentacles. This indicates either he thought that you were in love with him or you were very close to being in love with him. Like he definitely felt like you were close or there already. All right, so that is it for the free list, guys. Thank you so much for participating. It's always fun reading those. All right, so Alex wants to do a 9-card reading on R. Sounds like a plan. So Alex, you've had a 9-card reading with me before, but for those of you who haven't seen it and just are curious what I'm doing here, it's a 9-card spread. So she wants to know a current energy check-in between her and her person that she's asking about. So we are going to answer questions like, how do they feel? What are their true intentions with you? What do you want? What do they want? What brings you together? What are your strengths and weaknesses? The energy around the relationship, just the general energy, if I can pick up on something that might give you an idea of what's to come, or maybe in the headspace that you both are at. I also have a card for what's hidden. So sometimes spirit will tell us, like, what obstacles are there, what's in the way, or what are you both feeling that maybe you don't realize that the other person is feeling, that would be good for you to know. And then also we have, will the relationship be successful? So just one card to wrap up the reading to let us know kind of which direction we're heading. A lot of times these spreads help people to navigate through their own feelings as well as their person's feelings to decide what's best moving forward. So Alex, I'm shuffling for you now. You're welcome, Karen. I also have a new 6-card spread that I made up. I made it up myself. And it's $6 and it answers the question, what are they telling you? What are they really thinking about you? How do they feel about you deep down? What are their true intentions? Are there any outside influences or blocks? And their energy towards you, also known as what impression are they giving you and what are they giving to the connection. So I answer those questions in a 6-card spread, and that's only $6. So you can let me know if you like that one and want to do that one. All right, so this is for R and Alex. Please, Spirit, R and Alex. 9-card spread. All right, I'm tapping into the energy now. Okay, so the one thing that's really ringing true for me right now in this reading, Alex, is that I feel like R wants forgiveness. R wants to put the past in the past, have respect for what has happened, but take it as a lesson learned. But really feeling like the way that things either are between you guys currently, like if you're in communication or if you're not, either way, they're wanting to make this better. They are wanting to forgive, get over, move on, move forward in a way that they feel like is acceptable. And I guess more so than anything, they're looking for that closure. Now, if that closure leads to continuing a relationship, I feel like that would definitely be something that they would be open to. But I feel as though they're kind of regretting maybe the way that things ended or how things went down, or maybe they just fell off the face of the earth and they're kind of regretting treating you that way. Whatever it is like they're looking for forgiveness. As far as like how they're feeling about you, they're thinking about this quite a bit. Jennifer, thank you. They're thinking about this quite a bit. I feel like they're almost like in their head like fantasizing about what it would be like to get your forgiveness, to get back on good ground with you. Like they fantasize a lot about how that would go down, what would transpire, what would you say. And when I say fantasize, I mean they're thinking of all the different ways in which this could happen. You would reject them, you would ignore them, you would give nothing back to them. They're thinking of all the different possible outcomes, I guess. But the one thing that they're really hoping is that it would be good. I feel like they care a lot about what you think. Your opinion matters to them, and I think that they just don't really like the way that things have like played out, and so they're looking for some type of relief from this, I guess, dark cloud that's hanging over them. They feel like they're wanting that closure. They're wanting to be able to move forward from this. I feel like you're still in a place of wanting them to come to you. I feel like you're in this place of saying, you know, I've done X, Y, and Z. It's now your turn. I feel like you are not in a position to want to reach out to this person. You are going to keep your cards and your feelings close to chest. And you feel like it's their turn. You feel like it's their time to come to you instead of you having to go to them. I feel like for them, they just want to have hope for this. Like that it would, I don't know. I think they're very nervous to anger you, get you mad at them. I think they don't want confrontation. So they're a little bit nervous, I guess, about how you would receive them. Would you willingly open arms forgive them? You know, how basically would you react if they came towards you? I feel like they want to have a lot of hope. Essentially, what is your strength at this time is your feelings for one another, because I have the Three of Swords. So specifically, you're missing one another. The separation is making you guys feel more longing for one another. You know how they say distance or separation makes the heart grow fonder, or whatever that is. It's like that's kind of what's happening here, is that this separation that you guys are experiencing, this distance, is making you guys fonder of one another, because you're missing one another and thinking about one another a lot more than when you were in communication. A weakness is that despite his feelings for wanting forgiveness and making things better, and your feelings of like he needs to come to me and he needs to fix this, I feel like you guys would be absolutely okay just letting this like never come about. I feel like he would say, okay, she'll reject me, so I'm not going to make the effort, and you're saying it's his turn, so I'm not going to make the effort, and you guys would very willingly, due to your own feelings and stance on the connection, allow this connection to just fade away. So that is perceived as a weakness for the connection, because it is not something that is bringing you together. Dare I say you guys are both stubborn in this regard, and it's not a bad thing, because you, Alex, are placing your boundaries, and you feel like you've done enough, and so there's no judgment here. But I do feel like it could be perceived as a weakness of the connection itself, because you guys are similar in that way, where you would be willing to just let it go. The energy around the relationship I have is the Page of Cups. So like deep down, you guys both do have this desire inside to start again or start anew. There is still love there. There's still feelings, however you would title that. There is still something here between you two. You know, and I think something that you may not realize about the connection is that I have the Nine of Wands. So I'm kind of getting like different interpretations. I'm trying to figure out what the strongest one is. I feel like you may not know that it's not about him not wanting to come to you. It's more so about him being nervous. Like, is he going to have to be on the defense? Is this going to turn into a fight? You know, I feel like he's in a place, it's more like if he knew that you would be approving and receiving him with open arms, he would have probably made the move before this. But I think that for him, I think he just really doesn't like confrontation. I can just tell he likes things to be easy. you know, he'd rather sweep everything under the rug instead of address it. And that's his problem that he has to work through. But I think that maybe something you don't realize is that if he had 100% without a doubt, you would receive him with open arms. I think he'd be more willing to come forward, put his pride aside, and kind of concede or surrender to this a little bit, because he generally wants approval. He generally wants forgiveness and healing here. So I think that he would do that. And I think that's something you may not know. All right. Now, if we have here, will the relationship be successful? And I have yes. I have the Queen of Wands. So to me, that kind of feels like you guys are fairly compatible. Meaning, like, if you take all your problems aside, I feel like you guys would do well together day to day around each other. You wouldn't get tired of one another. I feel like this is a very practical connection. So, for example, if you guys live together, I think you live together well. You might have other issues in the relationship, but I think like the practical side of it, the day to day, the bills, the keeping the house in order, that kind of thing, I feel like you guys are really compatible in that way. And so I am getting a yes that the relationship could work, it could be successful. So that is what I have for you, Alex. Thank you for your donation. We are going to move on to Jennifer. Jennifer for a mini. You're welcome, Alex. All right, Jennifer says a general. General for Jennifer. Just a quick heads up on the time for the donations. We'll be closing in 30 minutes. General for Jennifer. So the first out, Jennifer, we have two major arcana cards. We have the Emperor and the Hermit. So this is making me feel like you're asserting more authority in your life. You are handling maybe tasks more assertively, like or you will be soon. So for example, if you have something on your to-do list at home or at work or whatever else, you know, you're getting to a point where you're just like, I'm tired of these things hanging over my head. I'm just going to get them done. I feel like you're in this place of protecting your own energy, specifically probably with other people. The Emperor here is about protection and taking authority over your own well-being. So this could talk about getting healthier as well, but I think it's more so about this energy that's around you. You might be more selective with protecting your energy. Who are you going to let into it? The Hermit is one that spends a lot of time at home. So this could be a very practical, like you're going to be spending a lot of time at home, maybe not making as many plans. But I think more than anything, it's about your selectiveness. It's about who you're choosing to spend time with if you decide to venture out outside of the confines of your like natural environment, where you typically are, where you typically stay. So we're not extending too much outward. This is all about you figuring out what's good for you, what's important to you. And so this could literally be anything from getting healthier, eating healthier, fixing the things that are affecting you mentally. Like maybe you're thinking to yourself, oh, I got to fix that faucet and I got to patch that hole in the wall and I got to paint that one cabinet because my cat scratched it all up. And every time you walk past this hole, you're like, that's annoying, that's annoying, that's annoying, that's annoying because I haven't fixed it, I haven't fixed it, I haven't fixed it. And finally, you break out the fucking spackle and sander and paint and you just get it done because you're tired of it holding this real estate in your mentality of I've got to do this thing. You're just like, I'm just gonna do it because I think about it every single day and I just need to get it done. So I'm definitely feeling a lot more of you just kind of tackling these things that have kind of feel to you have been hanging over you. And I think in that regard, you're going to start loving yourself a lot more because you're really going to notice that you're being intentional with your moments. You're actually doing things that cater to you specifically, that are taking care of you specifically. And also you're following through with these promises you gave to yourself last week or a month ago or even a year ago. These things that have been hanging over your head, you think about it often and you're like, no, I'm just gonna do it. And then therefore you love yourself more because you're saying thank you to myself for actually taking the time to do the shit that has been bothering me. And this could talk about like eliminating certain people out of your life. Maybe you get this nudging over and over and over of like, this person isn't good for me. Maybe you eventually just go ahead and break it off or limit your time with those people. Again, I don't think it's specifically like being unsociable, but I think it is just being a lot more intentional with, who you're giving your time to and who you're giving your energy to. Did you have any questions about that? You're welcome. I'm glad that it resonated for you. Lorraine is here. Hi. I feel like I haven't seen you in like a week or something. Doing good. Do you guys remember that one night that I did like a cook with me? And I made that hamburger helper. And I think that was the first time I had ever made it. We've made it one other time since then, and it's been really, really good. And so I'm making that again tonight because Lorraine, you always ask me what I'm eating and what I'm having for dinner. So I figured I would tell you. So I probably will in like the next 30 minutes or so. Or whenever I'm done with these readings, basically get started on dinner tonight. No, do not apologize for living your life. I haven't been on since Friday. I did a spicy stream because I do those on Friday and it had been like 2 weeks since I had done one. And then I took the weekend to just get some things done around here. The weekends are going to be hard for me to live stream just because I've got literally something going on every single weekend until like the middle of August. Well, maybe even the 3rd week of August. You said you'll join the live. I probably won't go live for it, but I was just wondering if you remembered because I basically was saying I'm making the same meal. But you're so sweet. I think that would be fun again, but I think it will be a lot for me to set it all up the way I did last time. So, and it's already going to be late when I get started. So I think I just have to try to get it done as quickly as possible. All right, so Kay, I just shuffled for you. So let's see. Does the Aries feel bad about the argument we had? Does the Aries feel bad about the argument they had? I am getting a yes. I have the Ace of Cups and the Four of Swords. So this would indicate that this is something that they're thinking very deeply about, I guess. Not necessarily spending a lot of time thinking about it. They could be, but I think it's more so that they're thinking very deeply about it. So I think that this could be bothering them on an unconscious level. I am getting a yes. They did feel bad. Maybe they didn't need to come across the way that they did. Or maybe they had a point and they still agree with the point that they made. Maybe they knew that it could be, it might have been able to be executed better or nicer or something along those lines. So I think that it's just like they do feel bad because the Ace of Cups talks about like feeling deeply about something, feeling a certain way. What am I trying to say? Just basically feeling bad. But I feel like it's deeper than that. So this is something that is, I feel, bothering them. They do feel with the Four of Swords that this is like a battle that they just went through, that they're kind of taking the time to recuperate from or recover from. Okay, so I take it back. Remember when I said they might not be thinking a lot about it? They're not thinking a lot about it, but maybe they're thinking deeply about it. But I'm getting both because the Seven of Cups just appeared, and the Seven of Cups means you're thinking a lot about something. So this is bothering you. The Ace of Pentacles indicates that an olive branch might be extended to you because the Ace of Pentacles is another person or an opportunity or an offer being presented to you. So this is kind of coming through like an olive branch. I feel like they're not over this and they're not I feel like this is a connection they still would like to invest in. But maybe you guys are trying to determine if it's worth it or something like that. Maybe you're trying to decide, should we just let it be what it is or should we try again? I kind of feel like that's kind of the place that you guys are at right now. Thank you, Liz. All right, so next up, we have messages from Nick. So let's see. Messages from Nick for Kay, please. Just want to let you guys know donations are going to close in 20 minutes. I will stay as long as needed for me to get your readings done, but I won't be accepting more new donations after 20 minutes, okay? So Nick is saying it's complicated. I feel like I hear him saying like, I still want to try though. Like he's like saying like, call me crazy, but like, would you still want to try? Like, is this like done? I feel like he's questioning if this is over. Let's see. Messages from Nick. Yeah, he feels like it just feels very complicated right now. You may feel the same. He's saying there's so much I want to say to you. And I do feel like I hear him saying like, you're one person that he really does feel like sees him for who he is. And I think that does make the distance a little bit hard because he's saying like, you get me, you understand me. And maybe for all we know, he might not even feel like he's seen and heard from the people that he keeps in his corner, people that he feels close to. I do feel like he's still in a runner a runner mentality at this time. So if you feel like you've always been the chaser and he's been the runner, he's still there. Yeah, Kay, I can understand wanting an apology. I feel like with the Ace of Pentacles, I feel like you could get that, to be honest, because that's an offer from someone outside of you. All right, Kay, so that's what I've got for you, girl. If you want more messages from Nick at any point, just let me know. We are going to move on to Liz. Y'all, you do not need to be doing that. You're welcome, Kay. Shuffling for Liz now. How does Jay feel about Liz, please? You guys know about Prime Day tomorrow. I feel like it's being plastered all over everywhere. But if you don't know and you have Amazon Prime, it's almost like Black Friday in July. And I think that today Walmart's doing it. And tomorrow, I think Target is doing it. So if there's anything you've been needing, my recommendation is to get it while it's on sale during these dates. I think it goes until Wednesday, if I'm not mistaken. Liz, I'm shuffling for you right now. All right, how does Jay feel about Liz, please? Liz, he feels like you have a good head on your shoulders. He feels like you're very smart, but you don't actually like let it show what you think and what you feel. So I feel like there is this level of like mystery behind you, and I feel like he is trying to like figure you out. I think that there are sometimes where he's like, oh yeah, like she may be attracted to me, and then sometimes where he's like, wait, I could be wrong. Hey Emily, welcome in. But it's like almost like he can't quite fully figure you out. But what he does know is that he feels like you have a really good head on your shoulders. You're very smart. Maybe you're very good at your job. He feels like you're a fair person. Like you're not the type of person that's gonna like go out of your way to like make other people feel bad. Maybe you feel like justice is important. He feels like people could underestimate you because you have a very soft demeanor, but they don't really know that your words can cut like a knife. Like if you have to stand up for yourself, you will. So people just shouldn't underestimate you in that regard, because you come off very sweet, but maybe you're sour on the inside if you need to be. I feel like he feels like you're witty, and there could be certain aspects to you where you kind of like have this essence of like you've been through shit, but you don't let it get you down. So I feel like he feels like you have a very strong, positive demeanor. I think he feels like you have compassion. He is indicating here that he finds you attractive. He feels like you make good impressions on other people as well. Oh my God, I just had the 2 of Cups and the 10 of Cups come out at the same time. So your relationship material to him, he would be interested. Hey, Rising, thank you. He would be interested in maybe pursuing a relationship with you, actually, Liz, because the 10 of Cups and the 2 of Cups is here. Hey, Roses. I'm sorry, girl. I am not doing free questions anymore. But if you have a yes or no question, it's only a $3 donation. So if that's something you're interested in, feel free to do that. Let's see, let's see. He does feel like you're also very honest and straightforward. So there is an air of mystery, but he doesn't feel like let's just say, for example, you might not just blurt out your feelings on a subject, but if you're asked directly a question, you don't hold back. You're very honest about what it is that you feel. So there is this level of mystery around you because you don't just like throw yourself to anybody and put yourself out there, and it may be hard to figure you out, but he does feel confident that if someone asked you a question in front of him, or if he asked you a question directly, you would be very honest and upfront and forthcoming. But yeah, he's showing just like you're very strong. You know, you might be someone who gets what you want, maybe. Or maybe he's saying, I want to give her what she wants, because the strength card is here, and also the Knight of Swords kind of give that impression of like, I get what I want. You know what I mean? So that is what I've got for you, Liz. I think my cats might be getting into my cabinets right now, so I have to go really just quickly make sure that they're not getting into anything. Thank you, Rising. Vetus. Oh, for my new 6-card spread. Sounds good, girl. Let me add you to my list. All right, Rising, give me 1 second and I'll be right with you, okay? Let me update the donation list as well really quickly before I step away. And just for those of you who are curious, donations will close in 12 minutes, okay? I will stay as long as I need to finish out this list, but the donations themselves will close in 12 minutes. Okay, Rising, I am back. I'm reading your note right now. So Rising, just to clarify on your second question, you said that Mike called you and you didn't answer. Is that correct? I just want to make sure I understand. All right, first question. Oh, okay. Got you. Okay. All right, so we're going to do the first question right now. Ooh. Okay, so I am getting a yes that is the reason for their fighting. I feel like this other person, whoever she is, she does not like Mike like investing in anyone else, whether that means like visually paying attention to someone. Like basically, she doesn't like Mike giving attention to anyone else. So I feel like this is definitely a reason for the fighting. This probably isn't the only thing, but I do feel like this is a big thing. The reason why I said she doesn't like seeing Mike give like attention to other people is because I have the Seven of Pentacles here. So it bothers her because she wants to see her plants grow. And if he's catering, for example, too much to someone else's plants and watering them and all that stuff, then her plants aren't getting tended to. She wants to be the sole focus, if that makes sense. So this does definitely bother her. She feels a little bit jealous here. She feels like Mike could be betraying her. So this definitely feels like competition. I also have the Three of Swords here, which is like broken hearts. So this is really bothering her. I feel like she almost feels offended by this and hurt by this as well. I think it does get her thinking and wondering like, what does this mean for you and Mike? Like, is all of her fears coming true? What is happening? Let's see. What is she feeling about this? What is she feeling about this? So she does feel like her worst fears are coming true because I have the High Priestess here, and this talks about following your intuition, listening to your gut. What is your body telling you? And whenever, for example, like let's just say we feel or we fear that our significant other could be two-timing us, they could be playing us or cheating on us or whatever else. It's like we get this feeling inside and we just kind of know because of the way they're acting. It's our intuition. I just don't understand. First of all, let me go on a mini rant. Why do men even do that? Why do men even cheat? Because it's like clearly they want to get caught, because women fucking know. We know. They're literally the dumbest people ever. If you're gay and you cheat on your man, it's probably going to take them so much longer to figure out unless they're very much in their feminine energy. But women, you're dumb. Why you cheat on women? Women are so intuitive. I don't understand. But anyways, back to your reading here. The High Priestess, it talks a lot about following your gut and your intuition. And so she's starting to feel like her worst fears are playing out, is definitely what I'm getting here. Did you have any questions about that, Rising? Let me know. I can pull if you need me to for a follow-up on that specific situation. Donations are going to close in 6 minutes, just FYI. If you want to add to your readings any donations that you've already made, you want a follow-up question, or if you're just stopping in and you want to donate, make sure you get those in within the next 6 minutes before it all closes up. All right, cool. So Rising Storm, if you feel I sufficiently answered your question, I will move on. Let's see. Can you please tell me if this is the reason why she left today? She wants to clarify. Is this the reason why she left today? Please show me a yes or a no. I am getting a no. The Hangman and the Tower. So maybe there was and the Hermit at the bottom of the deck. This is and the Devil at the top of the deck. This is a no. This isn't the reason why she left. I think that she might have had other things to do. Maybe, possibly, something like that. I even cut the deck and I got a no. Seven of Swords. So maybe it was just time for her to go do whatever it is that she needed to do. But I think she is nervous to leave him by himself. So I think she'd be more inclined to hang around so she can keep an eye on him rather than leave. So yeah, that's the impression I'm getting. All right. How is Mike currently feeling? How is Mike currently feeling about rising, please? How is Mike currently feeling about rising? Rising, just out of curiosity, is this the girl that we were talking about in the previous reading? Is that, oh my god, what are my cats doing? Is that the same girl that we talk about sometimes about Mike, or is it someone different? I'm just curious. Hold on, my cats are like, I'm about to put them in the room. They need a timeout. I don't know if you can hear all that clinking and clanging, but I don't know what they're doing. Man, it's driving me crazy. You don't need a timeout. You need a timeout? What are you getting into? Are you serious? Gunner! Oh, God. What did you do? Oh. Gunner, come here. Do you have a magnet? Hey, honey, whenever you're done, do you mind just taking a quick look around where like the recycling is? Gunner knocked the magnet off the fridge, so I think he's trying to get on top of the refrigerator. And I've lost a magnet and I don't know where it went. So I was just wondering if you could do like a quick once over when you get out. Hello. Oh, where are you? What? Did you hear anything I just said? No. Okay. When you come out, just talk to me real quick. Jesus Christ. Sorry, Rising. Jesus. I think my cat was trying to climb onto the fridge. He is big and fat, and so he has no agility. So he like slid down the fridge and knocked all the magnets off the fridge. Sorry. I'm really sorry about that. Yeah, same girl. Okay, got you. All right. How does Mike currently feel about rising? I know. He like gets in these moods. I don't know what it is. It's crazy. He's such a good cat too. It's just like he gets fixated on things and he has really bad anxiety. And I honestly think our cat has OCD because he cannot just leave stuff alone. Like he gets fixated on something and it's like he has to do it or he has to have it. And I'm like, bro, just walk away. Just walk away. He's crazy. All right, so how does Mike feel? So at this time, Mike doesn't feel like you guys have like a lot in common as far as maybe a way to bring you guys together. Maybe he feels like you guys are on like completely separate pages or you've got different things going on that's making it hard for you guys to come together, or essentially you are in a challenging situation right now where it's like things aren't going to be easy, they're not going to be seamless, you know. Maybe he's got stuff going on, you've got stuff going on, and it doesn't seem realistic for you guys to be able to come together. If you're curious or you're wanting confirmation that he does still have feelings for you, I have a yes, because I have the King of Cups here. This is someone that holds a lot of emotion or feeling for someone. So those have not dissipated, but I do see him being extremely guarded and or viewing you as someone who's guarded right now. He's curious about you still, as I think you might still be about him. The Page of Swords is here, which indicates restlessness. So maybe both of you not liking this like static, ungrounded energy. So you guys are doing like, I don't know, maybe you feel like you've calmed down a little bit, but maybe he's like thinking a lot about you or something. But everything still feels very like, I don't know, the word static just keeps coming to mind. It's like It's like an energy that's in the air, that's restless, that's trying to cling on to anything and everything just to feel more grounded. So there could be a lot of thoughts floating around and wondering, and you know, I guess anxiety is a good word. It is a good word. You know, the judgment card is here, so that does mean that, you know, he's still carrying around that guilt or that shame in how he acted, looking to heal the connection. Let's see. I have the Seven of Pentacles in reverse. So it is making me feel, hey, Philomena, welcome in. He is making me feel like he is not ready to invest in this. Still, the Seven of Pentacles is in reverse. We also have the Devil, which means he's still dealing with, like, shit that he shouldn't be. I mean, honestly, he's stubborn. I feel bad for his spirit guides, because I wonder if they're like ready to strangle the fuck out of him, because I feel like they're so annoyed. Like, they're just like, yo, your life could be so much easier and so much better, but like, you will not learn your lesson. By the way, guys, get your last minute donations in now, because the list is about to close. Okay. So his spiritual team is just frustrated because they keep showing me like he should have learned by now, but he didn't want to learn, and he should have learned, but he didn't learn. And I feel like they're very frustrated right now at helping him. Like, I almost hear spirit guides being like, I need a vacation. Like, I need a vacation from this. Like, can someone cover for me, because I gotta go, because this is annoying. So I do feel like his spiritual team is like getting very frustrated, because Mike is making bigger deals out of things that are really not that big of a deal, and there's just so much better life that he could be having and living, and he just refuses to learn the lesson. You're not really wanting to invest either, just wanting to be friends. Yeah, no, that makes a lot of sense. I do have the Two of Cups card here now. It is in between the reversed Seven of Pentacles and the upright Devil. So I feel like maybe he feels like establishing a friendship would be really hard at this time, maybe due to your history, maybe due to the things that have happened or transpired. Now, the desire is still there for that to happen, but maybe he feels like there's just too much challenging things right now to establish that friendship. But I do see the desire is there. He is very guarded at this time. He teeters back and forth from wanting to clear the air to wanting a friendship, but feeling like maybe now is not the best time to do that, or maybe he feels like he might not be ready to be vulnerable and admit that maybe some things that he did weren't the best, and that, yeah, that is what I've got. All right, Rising, thank you so much for your donation. So next up we have Vetus, and I think Vetus might be my last reading of the night. No, I take that back. Night Asia, thank you. Night Asia will be my last reading of the night. You're welcome, Rising. Thanks for stopping in. It was good seeing you. Let me turn off all my Nightbot stuff that talks about donations being open. Like, message 15. Naisha, thank you for the donation. Are we doing a BOGO? And Vetus, who do you want your 6-card reading on? Cappy, that sounds good. You can donate. All right, so Cappy will be my last donation. She got in just before I posted. All right, so Cappy will be the last one. Let me update the donation list really quickly. All right, so we have Vetus, and then we have Nyaja, and then we have boom, boom, boom. You made the cut. All right, let's see. Where are we here? All right, so Nyaja said BOGO. Vita says Calvin. Becca, hey friend. Well, I'm still here. Yeah, my donation list is closed, but I'm still here. All right, and Cappy. Aw, tarot timeout. That's good. Sometimes you need to do that, you know? All right, so we're gonna shuffle for Vetus now. 9-card love reading for B Taurus and I, 2 minis. Got it, got it. So Becca, how are you feeling now that you've done this like tarot cleanse? Are you feeling better? Do you feel good? Vetus and Calvin. Vetus and Calvin. Vetus and Calvin. My boyfriend said, "You're spending time with Luna. I lost you for a bit. I'm going to go upstairs and play the game." Look, you know what? Whatever. He loves it. He likes being able to walk away with an excuse to go do whatever he wants to do. Oh my god, that's so funny. Yeah, Brennan is the same way. He like loves when I live stream because 1, he knows I'm making some extra cash. And then also he like can just check out, play his games. He knows I'm not going to interrupt him really. So they like to act like it's like a big deal. Ugh. But you know it's not. They love it. I feel like I'm learning how to trust my own intuition more. I actually made a post expressing what I've learned about tarot codependency. I love that, Becca. I'll have to read it. I'll let you know. Once you see my comment on it or like it, you'll know that I've read it. Right, exactly. He's like, she's paying bills. All right. She's paying bills and I get to play video games. That's good to me. That's a win-win for him right there. Okay. Calvin and Vetus, please. Calvin and Vetus. I was joking because Naisha came on and she was like, my boyfriend said, oh, you're spending time with Luna. Well, then I'm just going to go play a video game. And I was like, yeah, you know, he loves having that excuse. And I said, Brennan is the same way, because when I'm streaming, he knows, number one, he gets uninterrupted game time. And two, I'm making money in the process. So double win. He just agreed with me. Calvin and Vetus. All right, Vetus, I'm about to do yours. Calvin and Vetus. I like to shuffle until I have resistance, because then I feel like that's when the message is ready. So we'll do 2 more. Calvin and Vetus. Naisha said, hi, Brennan. He said, howdy. All right, Vetus. Okay, so he is showing you, so I have what he's telling you, what he's really thinking, how he truly feels deep down, his intentions, other outside influences and clocks, as well as his energy towards you. So what he's telling you, essentially, like what he's showing you, the impression he's giving you, what is he showing this connection, is that he is asserting his dominance. So he wants to be in charge. He wants to be decisive. He wants to be independent. He wants to show you that he is trying as hard as he can to not be impulsive, not make hasty decisions, because now he's wanting to put forward that he's a king. So this could be presented to you as like a distance. This could be presented to you as like him not communicating with you, because what he's wanting to show you is that he can't be swayed, that he can't change his mind, that he's strong, you know, that he can't be dissuaded, and he has a lot of self-discipline. I still feel like his ego's at play here, so he does like to still know that he's attractive. He still likes to know that you're interested, or that you're putting attention on him, even if it's on a friendship level, that it appeals to him. But I think he wants this to be on his own terms. I don't think we're really surprised there with that, but that's what he's showing you. In regards to what he is really thinking about you, we have strength. So, oh wow, this is interesting. So the King of Wands is Leo energy, and that's what he's showing you. But what he thinks about you is also Leo energy. So that makes me feel like he's trying to be a bit more like you, Vetus. I feel like he's trying to, maybe he feels like you're righteous. Maybe he feels like you're a good person. Maybe he feels like, you know how to take care of your own needs and take care of yourself and assert independence. And so maybe he admires that in you. And so that is what he is trying to implement in his own life. Maybe he doesn't realize that he's doing that, but I am getting kind of like he's mirroring you as far as like what he really thinks about you is you're a very strong person. You handle your shit. You do what you need to do. And I feel like for him, it's like he's taking that and running with it, and now he's reflecting that back to you, but it's because he thinks that you're a good person, and he feels like in order for him to be a good person, he has to be like you. So that's very interesting. It's kind of like a compliment of him saying that like he knows that he's on the right path or doing the right thing if he's thinking about what would Vetus do in this situation. And you know, if you were in a relationship, for example, you know, you'd be catered to that relationship. You wouldn't be entertaining messages from other people outside of that, because you're faithful, because you're a good person, you care about other people's feelings and consider other people's feelings. So maybe he's doing that now too, because he is trying to be on the right path and do the right thing. As far as how he feels about you deep down, we have the 7 of Wands. So I feel like he views you as a bit of a challenge for him still. He feels like he has to be defensive when it comes to you, essentially being like, I don't think other people are asking about you per se. But I feel like he actually cares a lot more than he lets on. So when someone brings you up, he feels like already the need to defend the situation. Maybe he feels the need to protect who you are as a person. It doesn't want anyone to blame you for anything, but also doesn't want to let on the fact that maybe he still has residual feelings there. He does feel like this connection is a challenge for him. I see that with the 7 of Wands. He does indicate here that he is trying to take the high road and maintain control. So again, that theme is coming through as far as how he feels about you. His true intentions, we have the Temperance card. So this is, of course, doing everything in moderation. This is not jumping into things. Like I said, he's trying not to be impulsive. I think maybe before, when you guys were in connection, maybe before when you guys were talking to each other more frequently, or your relationship was different, he was definitely would just jump in when he felt like it. He would follow his urges and follow his feelings and just do what he felt in the moment. But I think now he's trying to take a more laid back approach, doing things that aren't rushing into decisions, really thinking through things fully is what he's trying to do. I don't think that he has any intentions to hurt you personally. I don't think he wants to hurt anyone in his life. He wants to consider other people's feelings, and he's trying to do his best to be good. I kind of feel like he's just trying to be a good person. Are there any outside influence and blocks? I'm not getting that there's any blocks or influences, but I am hearing that these minor improvements that he's made are catering to his ego. As I mentioned before, the ego is kind of here. So an influence, maybe not necessarily a block per se, is the fact that he is getting praised for these changes that he has made. So for example, if he's in a relationship and he's being more dedicated to this person, and he's showing up more, and he's being more intentional, and he's being more thoughtful and more communicative, that might be, she might give him praise for that and be like, I've really noticed how hard you've been trying. This makes me feel really good. I really love that. And this is making him feel good because what he's doing is becoming noticed, it's becoming acknowledged and appreciated, and that caters to his ego. That makes him feel good. Therefore, he wants to keep chasing that feeling, and therefore he wants to keep doing it. So it's not necessarily a block, but it could influence him to stay put. It could influence him just enough to not be reciprocative to your communication, if that makes sense, because he's getting that praise and that ego boost outside of the connection with you, and making him feel like, maybe before, where he would entertain messages from you because he was looking for that ego boost, maybe he's getting it from somewhere else. That could be his job, it could be, his family, whatever else, but it's like these changes that he's making, however small, are being noticed, and that is influencing him to not engage, if that makes sense. Hopefully it does. His energy towards you, I have the Queen of Cups. He will always think extremely highly of you, Vetus. I feel very strongly that he cares about you. He cares about your well-being. However distant he has to be to not be seduced, I guess is a good word. He does have to keep his distance, but he does see truthfully what value you have. And I think that he admires you quite a bit. And I think that he really just wants the best for you. I do feel like he's in a place right now of not thinking that's necessarily him, but I do feel like he could never say a bad thing about you. I think that he just really appreciates you, who you are. I feel like he appreciates you, what you've been, how you've been with him. He feels like whenever he was with you, he was never judged. He was never, like, you always took him as he was. Maybe you wanted certain things to change, but you never really asked him to change specifically, like any part of his personality, his quirks, his traits, nothing like that. You said, come as you are, and you have a very gentle nature and nurturing soul about you. And that's kind of what's coming through right now about like what he feels towards you, what his energy towards you is. I will say it feels like you're kind of going to be either the one that got away, or to him, you're going to be that one that's there in the distance. And, you know, maybe one day, maybe you guys could come back together, but he's not really seeing that right now. He's seeing more like you guys, your paths are getting further and further apart. I do think this is due to his choices. I don't think that it's anything that you have done. I think you've definitely put yourself out there enough. So do not, just know that you did your best. You know what I mean? But I feel like for him, he made certain choices that once where your paths were aligned and you were very compatible, he's moving away from this, is what I'm getting. So Vetus, let me know if you have any questions about that. And I hope you enjoyed that new 6-card reading. Next up, we have Nyasia. All right, Nyasia, you can post your question. And actually, Cappy, you can post your question too. You're welcome, Vetus. I know you said you want a 9 card, but if you want to post your minis, you can. I just realized it's almost 8 o'clock and your girl's got to run. I got to make dinner still and it's getting late. Oh, so you went on another interview today and you really liked it. Good. Nyasia, I wanted to tell you that Brennan we've updated his resume. I sent it to my sister, who's a digital designer, and she's also a Virgo, so you know everything has to be perfect. So I thought she would be a good person to bounce ideas off of. She did find some grammatically incorrect things that we could edit and fix. And then I also sent that same resume to my cousin, and I think she worked in HR at one point, and she's had a job in the past. I don't know if she still does it, that has to do with like hiring. So she knows kind of what to look for and what unique things to add to a resume to make it stand out a little bit more like tonality on like who he is as a person. So I got the feedback from my sister, and then I'm waiting on the feedback from my cousin. But once we do that, then and make all those edits, it'll be like officially done and he can start sending things out. But he's been doing like assessments. He's been like basically any email that comes back to him, he's been doing it. We actually recently did his personality test last night to figure out what type of personality he is, because for some reason that was important to my cousin to know when she was editing his resume. But we're getting there, so thank you. You gave us that little push we needed to kind of revamp everything. So we're making from scratch hamburger helper. I've made it on like a live stream before when you guys were hanging out with me in my kitchen and we were just talking, but it's really freaking good. It's ground beef and I use hamburger seasoning, sea salt and pepper, as well as garlic. I also use tomato paste, heavy cream, beef bouillon, because we like to really season it up. And then I add like a block of 8-ounce sharp cheddar cheese. I'm trying to think if that's everything. But basically you just ground all the meat and the seasonings, and then you boil the pasta, and then in the end you mix everything together. And it's really good. It's really good. It has a lot of cheese in it, but it's really good. We just don't like the boxed stuff because I want to make it how I want to make it and not have all those preservatives for no reason. So we just basically make it like you would, but with our own ingredients. And I use like a lot of organic stuff like tomato paste and pasta and stuff to make it better for you, I guess. Virgos are perfect for that. Cappy, thank you for your questions. Yeah, but if you want, Nyasia, I can send you the recipe. I kind of like just do my own thing in the kitchen, but I did pull it from a recipe. So if you want that, I don't know if you're kind of like a little bit of this, a little bit of that, if you cook like that, but That's how I do. I always take a recipe for inspiration, but then I kind of make it my own. But I can send you the recipe that I made it from. I'll email it to you if I remember after this. All right, so how did the interview go? Let's see. You're welcome. How did the interview go? Please, Spirit. She had an interview today. How did it go? Ooh, first card out, we have the Ace of Cups. New beginnings, new relationships, new partnerships. This was the conception point, is what they're showing me, of a fertile future. So maybe, like, you know, maybe you're pregnant. Not like actually pregnant, but like maybe you're pregnant with this job, meaning like it's something has started, something is happening, something is going to grow from this, like an upsurge. So that's good. Did you like the interview? Did you feel like it was like something that you'd want to do? Because I do feel like, I don't know, I feel really good about this, actually. I feel really good about this interview. No, Cappy, you're totally fine. You both are asking about interviews. Yeah, I feel like this is really good. I feel like they're going to give you what you want. I feel like I would be extremely shocked if you don't get this job. Like sometimes when I do readings for you, I always see you and someone else in competition with someone else. I'm not really seeing that here. Six of Pentacles, meanings gifts. You're going to be receiving from this job. And I have here like gifts, generosity, wealth, money, support. There's also like a feeling of being valued, being well paid here. So this feels really good, Naija. It's definitely something I can see myself doing until I get my business off the ground. Yeah. It's interesting that Spirit would word it as like the conception, but maybe this was like that starting point of like big growth and change happening for you here. I really feel like you're gonna get this job. I really, really do. Now I have two kings here, so I don't know if the final say. I have two kings in the Hierophant, so it could be like multiple masculines or like one masculine that has to make the final decision, or maybe you interviewed. I don't know. I'm getting it's either all masculine or there is feminine here, but there's like someone in power, someone higher up that has to make the decision. So I'm like struggling here seeing what this is. Because I feel like you apply to a lot of jobs with a lot of women. I feel like, so I'm a little confused here, but we have two kings and we have the Hierophants. Someone leading. Is every decision that has to be made, is that all female based as well? But something happened. Okay. Yeah, I don't think you have competition with other people. I just feel like maybe multiple people are deciding which way to go. But I don't think that you really, I think you very much stood out. I have the King of Cups, which talks about this person understanding your motivations. So they read people really well. They're really intuitive, and they basically follow their gut on how to make a decision. They don't make a decision entirely based on the experience or the, what is it? The job history or anything like that. They basically say like, my gut is telling me this is a good person. This is a good person to hire. They follow that. Okay, got you. Well, so far you don't have any competition is what I'm getting here. Did you have any questions about that? Do you see me starting soon? Okay, let's see. Yeah, these must be just like very, how do you say, like authority figures. These women must be very powerful women that are very driven and focused on their careers, because they're coming through with like masculine energy. Now, I'm not like the kind of readers that will go, oh, I see a king, it has to be a man. But when you see a king, you do feel those masculine energies, so it can get kind of confusing. But I just feel like maybe they're very like assertive, dominant, driven type of people where like their careers are very important to them. Oh, damn, neurology. That's really cool. Do you see Nyasha starting soon? Please show me a yes or a no for Nyasha. Oh, I have a yes. 2 of cups. 2 of cups, girl. I think this is, yeah, I think this is similar energy that I was getting from that reading. Proposals. So you will be getting offers here from this company. A 5-minute walk from your house. Oh my God, Nyasha, that is amazing. That is amazing. Are you kidding me? And you're saving gas money? Like, I mean, shit, this is great. I love that for you. Company has, oh, I thought you meant the company was giving you a gift so that you can get back in shape. Like, basically the gift of health. Like, I felt like you were saying that they were giving you the gift of health because you can now walk back and forth. But yeah, having a gym, that's awesome. I love that. That's perfect for you. Well, Nyasha, a little tip for you, get on Amazon tonight for like, I don't know, unless you already have this kind of stuff, but like stuff to like pack up your lunches, keep them cold on your walk, or keep them warm when the time changes. But there, tomorrow and the next day, I'm sure you know, is Prime Day. So if you're thinking about like, you need to get a backpack or, you know, anything basically, you know, stuff to change, maybe like workout clothes, like whatever else to kind of get yourself ready to go. Prime Day will probably be a really good day to do that, so you can save a little bit of money. That's awesome. All right, Nyasha says, my brother is struggling right now. How can I support him? Hell yeah. Get on Amazon tonight, girl. Yeah. Prime Day is tomorrow and Wednesday. I was saying earlier that Target is doing it, I think, tomorrow and Wednesday too. Walmart was definitely today, so I don't know what they have left. But Target Circle, if you have that, or Amazon Prime, if you have that, I think those both start tomorrow. You're welcome. So the first thing, Nyasha, that you can do, and one of the biggest things you can do to help your brother, is help him see where he can't see. Now, what I mean by that is when you're struggling, when you're in the thick of it, you really can only see the negatives. You can't see the positives. But I think maybe positives aren't always helpful, but I think that if you can be his vision, if you could be basically like clearing the way, right? So like, let's just say he's standing there and he has all this tall ass grass and he can't see through it. Maybe if you can step in front of him and like open up the grass so he can walk through it for a more clear path. So maybe make suggestions to him that he can't see right now because he's so overwhelmed. He's so in the weeds. You know what I mean? Like he needs to, hey Lorraine, how are you? Welcome back in. Yeah, Walmart and Amazon are doing Prime Day type stuff. Target Circle's doing like similar things as Prime Day, and I think that starts tomorrow. Prime Day's tomorrow and Wednesday. Walmart did it today. Yeah, they have all the sales. Wow, that resonates like crazy. Okay, Cappy, thanks for letting me know. I'll keep that in mind. So yeah, Naisha, like the biggest thing that they're saying is that when someone feels overwhelmed, depending on how long they've been feeling that way and how much is on their shoulders, it can be very hard for them to see a way out. They can't see solutions. Their body is in like fight or flight, survival mode type of thing. And they're really just trying to get through second by second. And it's to them, it's just like, if I did this, then that's good enough because that's all I can give right now. So he probably needs your energy. He needs your ability to see what it is he can't see right now. Maybe he does well with positive energy when he's not feeling so good. Maybe you can help lift him up. But if positive energy turns him off, then maybe offering practical solutions would be helpful. And I think honestly, just like being there is important. I think people really underestimate having someone just be there for you, to be available, to talk when you want to talk or call you up and bother you. You could always, maybe if he feels like he has a lot of tasks that he has to do, taking one of those tasks off of his hand and not saying like, hey, if you need anything, let me know, but basically saying, you need to eat today, so let me bring you some food. Or I know for a fact your dishes are piling up, so let me come load the dishwasher. Like just practical things that he doesn't have to do for himself. If he's struggling with his studies, for example, helping him study, helping him make flashcards, seeing about where it is in his life he's struggling and kind of cater your solutions based on that. So if it's like every single day, daily life, he's just mentally full of depression, maybe he just needs help with day-to-day tasks. If he's in the hospital, maybe finding a way to cater your solutions to that. Maybe if his loved one is in the hospital, maybe that he doesn't have time to go home and wash his clothes, or pick up his house, or maybe offer to bring him a care bag to the hospital because he can't go back and forth. Like essentially it's just think of ways that you can cater to him specifically. Like I just got really overwhelmed, a little emotional just now. Like I feel this is probably like a very emotional thing that he's going through right now. It feels almost like choked up, almost like you want to cry, but like you hold yourself back from doing that. So yeah, hopefully that helps you, Naija. Let me know if you have any questions about that, but just kind of being there essentially and helping with either your energy, just being a very positive influence on him and helping him see a way out to things that he can't see, or helping on a very practical level with things that in tasks that maybe it's hard for him to accomplish right now due to everything he's going through. But it could also be a mix of them both. But yeah, it feels very heavy, Naija. It feels very hard. You said my boyfriend would be perfect for him to talk to. I have to get him to hang out with us a little more so they can talk man to man. I definitely feel like being that generator, right, where you're bringing people together, where it will be for their benefit, but not making it like, and that's the other thing too, is if he's going through a lot, he's not going to want to entertain at his house. So definitely the whole get him to hang out with you, have him come to you, would be definitely something that I would recommend, is offering an invitation. Now, if he's a natural introvert, that's the exception. If he's a natural introvert, he probably will want to stay. He probably will never accept those invitations and go anywhere and do anything because he feels best in his house. And if that is the case, then I would say go to him. But if he is normally typically sociable, if that for a fact he's an extrovert, and he is struggling, he may not want people in his house because that's one other thing that he has to do. So again, it's a lot of catering to his needs specifically. But I think honestly, don't underestimate the power of just being in his presence, being a shoulder to lean on, being someone that you can talk to. Is there a light at the end of the tunnel? Yes, I have the sun here that came out during your reading. I am getting that there is positivity, fun, optimism. We also have the 9 of Cups here that just came out to confirm that. So there is a silver lighting, a light at the end of the tunnel, quite literally. I have the sun here, so there are going to be better days for him. It is going to be better. Wishes coming true, realizing dreams, happiness, cheerfulness, fun, sunshine, success. But you know, such is life. We do go through these times, unfortunately, that can just really just be awful. And you know, it's hard. I'm sure it's hard on him. It's hard for you to see him go through this, and you know, you can sometimes feel at a loss. But yeah, I think just being his eyes right now, helping him to see, helping him to see what could be at some point, or helping him in very practical ways, I think would just be so good for him right now. So yeah, networking, finding ways for him to connect with your boyfriend so that you guys can maybe he can give some of his wisdom or some of his advice. I'm feeling like it's a relationship. I'm feeling like it's someone broke up with, you know, like with him, or he like a relationship just ended for him or something. That's what it feels like to me. You don't have to confirm if you don't want to, but I'm thinking all these scenarios of like what could be going on. You know, when I said like the hospital, and then I said like depression and things like that, but I feel like it's a breakup, because I feel like he needs to just hear maybe stories of what other people have been through, and like definitely validate his experience as being unique to him. Because I remember when I was younger, oh, it was a job. Oh, damn. Yeah, I mean, in a sense, though, that is a relationship that broke itself off. Yeah, I remember being younger and just being like so annoyed when I would hear other people's advice about things like that. And I'd be like, you're invalidating how I feel by comparing it to something that you've been through. But in the long run, it did make sense. It's just not something I wanted to hear at that time, you know? Damn. All right, girl. Of course you will. Of course you will. Yeah, he's gonna get what he wants. I promise. I always feel like when stuff like this happens, it means because maybe you aren't on the right path, you aren't on your mission, you know, you aren't doing what it is you're supposed to be doing in this life, and you're getting further and further from your mission, from your calling, you know, from your life purpose. And so sometimes the universe has to kind of step in and say, hey, like you've just deviated so far off your path of where you're supposed to be. We have to get you back on track. And that's what the Tower card talks about. The Tower card talks about, like, essentially, because you're not doing what you're supposed to be doing or what you should have been doing, because you keep making these choices out of free will, you're getting further and further to your mission here. And so they'll completely remove you from the situation. And it sucks, because sometimes you can think, I felt so good, I really liked it, like I really like that person, or I really like that job, or whatever. But Spirit is saying, like, no, that's not where you were supposed to be. We were hoping that you would figure that out. You didn't. And unfortunately, we had to step in. So, you know, if that makes him feel any better, I don't know. But I do feel like there's something he's supposed to be doing. And I think when stuff like this happens, it's just God stepping in and saying, like, you came here for a reason, and you're so far from that now that we have to get you back to where you need to be. And sometimes that's an awful place, but that may be the silver lining for him. All right, so shuffling for Cappy right now, we're doing the 9-card reading. And then that's where I'm going to have to leave it, y'all. 9-card reading for B, Taurus, and Cappy, please. Sending love and light and blessing. Thanks so much. Enjoy your dinner. Thank you, Naisha. You have a good night too, okay? So, Cappy, it seems like you and B, Taurus are still at maybe a little bit of a standstill at this time. What's crazy is that you guys want the same fucking thing, and like, what is going on? So for instance, I have for what you want is the 10 of Pentacles. Okay, so you want that established relationship that feels good, that you can say, this is my man, this is my woman, whatever. You know, we're in this together, we're dealing with life together. Bye, Nasia. We're facing these challenges together, we're paying bills together, we got joint bank accounts, you know what I mean? Like, we have a house, like, we're really establishing ourselves here long term, for the long run. You know, maybe you're looking for marriage, you're looking for your life partner, and like, that's definitely what I have. And like, what's crazy is that what he wants is the Lovers. So he is also looking for the same thing. He is looking for his divine partner, someone he connects with on a soul level, someone who is his person, someone who is his partner. You know, you guys couldn't, I mean, unless yours was like 2 of Cups, I can't see you guys having such similar goals and destinies and wants and wishes. It's just 2 cards that essentially mean the same thing, and he's looking for it. He may be looking for it more passionately than you are. Maybe you're looking for something more practically. He's looking for this deep, all-consuming, all-encompassing, like, love and romance. And you know, you're looking for something more like, I need a husband, but I want all those things too. And he wants all those things too. You want a best friend and a lover and a partner, and he wants all of those same things. So it's like interesting to me that you guys want the same things, but it's like, what the fuck is going on? So anyways, how he feels about you, he feels like you are keeping your distance from him. He may felt like you cut him off, but regardless, you're standing guard. That's the one thing I'm getting very clearly, is that you've got your sword and you're just standing there like very on guard, very reserved. You know, you're like, you can approach me, but I might cut your dick off. Like, that's kind of like the vibe I'm getting, is like, screw me over and watch out. So maybe you're at this place right now where you're just like, I just don't even want to exert any more effort towards this. He's viewing you that way. He's viewing you as someone who he can't fuck this up with, because he will like he doesn't want to mess this up. I feel like he's just like, if I approach her one more time with something that's unsubstantial, she is going to lose her mind. So maybe he just is looking at you as someone who he just really has to be cautious with, you know. I don't know. So his face is always forward. I don't feel very much like his day-to-day life and his intentions are to ever dwell in the past or look in the past. And a lot of your, yeah, Cappy, that sounds good. A lot of your relationship has based in the past. You know, you still have some stuff going on right now, some residual feelings and things, but everything that you feel is because of past history. And so he's very much faced towards the front. I think his intentions are to not look back. And he's saying, like, if she's in my future, she's in my future, but I'm not going to sit here and dwell on what's going on. So his intentions are to face forward, to stay motivated, to stay determined, maybe really focus on his career, what he's got going on for him. But he's not going to sit here and be the one that's going to think about and reminisce about how good it used to be, because he's just too much focused on where he's going, where he's headed. As far as strengths and weaknesses, we have the Two of Swords, and we have the Fool. So one thing that tells me is that a strength in your connection is that you guys don't settle. You very much, maybe you put him towards the top of your list and he puts you towards the top of his as a strength, because you guys do not settle. And he knows that, like, essentially anyone that he comes into his life, he's comparing to you, and vice versa. Like, that's the bar for you both, interestingly enough. And that is a strength I would consider, because that means that you guys aren't going to settle for anything less than you deserve. Now, I know that you look at him as like the bar, but you have additional expectations that he's not giving to you. Therefore, your expectations are higher than where he's at. But I just feel like there's a lot of comparisons that happen. Is like, do I feel the same way about this person, or do I have the potential to feel the same way about this person as I did for B? And if the answer is no, then you're like, okay, so do I walk away? Do I entertain this more? There's like just this, okay, that sounds good. I will just completely remove the two that you posted. No, you're totally fine. Now, as a weakness, we have the Fool. I think I might need to get a clarifier for the Fool here. Why is the Fool as a weakness is lack of commitment. So they're saying that your weakness is the lack of commitment that you give to one another. Maybe more specifically, the lack of commitment he gives to you, but you both are lacking that ability to, and action actually, to ground the connection and make it more stable, make it more secure. That commitment is something that has been hard to obtain for you both, and that is being perceived as a weakness. The energy around the relationship is Temperance, which talks about doing things in moderation. Okay, so doing things slowly, taking your time with things, being patient. That's the energy right now. So we're not rushing into things at this time. I think he wants me to open up to him, but my thing is, if I do, what is he going to do with it? I feel he'll reject me in some way. Yeah, I mean, that's the thing, is that you don't want someone to open up to you out of curiosity. Like, that's kind of, number one, that's wrong. Because you're like, oh, I'm just curious what they think about me, so I want them to open up to me. Like, that's just not okay. Because then you have all of the ability to say, okay, well, I'm going to do something with it, or I'm going to, like you said, reject it. And so it's not really fair, because in order for you both to get somewhere, you both have to be vulnerable. You know, even if you take the step first, you don't put it all out there, he should be giving you something back that's equally as vulnerable for you guys to ever achieve anything. So we do have the what's hidden as the Eight of Pentacles, but to be completely honest, this is not a secret. You guys are very career focused. You're focused on your day-to-day life, what you're responsible for, where you're going. This is not hidden information, but it is just something that is, again, important to constantly like remember, is that he's very much focused on his life right now, and you're very much focused on yours. As far as will the relationship work out, I have a maybe, but most likely not. I have the Seven of Cups. So it does say that things are very much up in the air. Nothing is set in stone, but we are looking more towards a no right now. So maybe you guys have made conscious intentions mentally. You're making certain choices in your life, and he's making certain choices in his life that are leading your paths to be more separate. You know, so maybe in your mind, you might have made the decision to say, hey, if he comes back, he comes back. But right now, I am going to be open to dating other people. That's a mental choice that you made that is going to take you further away from him, seemingly. But it is still a maybe. I do want to throw that out there. It's still a maybe, but it's most likely a no. Exactly. And he asked me last week, but I didn't really see anything actually. Yeah. I mean, you know, what is he going to do with that information? Like you said, like, how much is he willing to give to you back? You know? I mean, the only thing I would say is if you guys want to talk about it, you know, if you feel like there's some things you want to get off your chest or you want him to know, to make it feel like you did your best, to make it feel like you put your best effort out there, you could always say, like, look, I'll be vulnerable with you, but I also demand the same respect and vulnerability back. So if I tell you what I'm really thinking, I would like you to honestly tell me also what you're thinking too. And you could even preface it by saying, like, I'm not going to tell you everything, but I'll give you a little bit of information until I see your vulnerability, and just be very upfront with him about that. Just be very direct. Sometimes men like that direct honesty. So you could just say, like, I'll tell you a little bit, but I'm not going to be completely vulnerable with you until I see that you're being vulnerable with me. And then we can speak candidly with one another. You know, that's always an option. All right, so one of the mini questions is how B views you overall. So what is the second question you'd like to ask after that? How does B view Taurus overall? How does B view Taurus overall? He feels like it's hard for him to know what you're thinking. The Knight of Swords is someone who could be perceived as wishy-washy, someone who sometimes lets on their feelings and sometimes they hold back. And so he feels that there's an instability or inconsistency in what you show him. But I think you do it out of self-preservation, right? You do it out of protecting yourself, because sometimes you might be in the headspace of saying, hey, I really want him to know how I feel. But sometimes if you're not getting that back, you're thinking to yourself, well, I'm not going to tell him everything, and I'm not always going to be this way with him. So sometimes he perceives you as someone very open and honest, and sometimes he perceives you as someone who's very closed off. But that's because you're getting inconsistency from him. Therefore, you kind of have to intuitively judge the decision at the time. So the Knight of Swords can kind of talk about, like, him feeling like he doesn't really know how to gauge you. He feels like things are constantly changing. Sometimes you're steady and open, sometimes you're closed off, and he doesn't really know how to perceive that. I feel like, honestly, he's saying, I don't want to fuck this up. I don't want to make her mad at me. Like, I don't like that at all. I want her to always, like, feel comfortable to talk to me. But I do feel like he is worried that he's messing it up for sure. Let's see. I think that he might think that you're willing to walk away from him. Because I have the 8 of Cups. So I think that he does think to himself sometimes, wow, like, she's just really gonna at some point give up. She's gonna get tired of this and she's gonna walk away. As far as how he views you, he feels a lot of love and comfort from you. He feels that you're extremely kind and sensitive and thoughtful and considerate as well. He feels like you have a really great demeanor that's, like, dreamy and fun, but also can be quite serious when you need to be. He feels like you are deeply intuitive and insightful as well. His feelings for you is that, you know, I've heard other readers say this before, like, you're a wish coming true to him. So you're basically, like, if he were to wish for something, like if he were to say, you know, I wish to be in the perfect place in my life where I've accomplished all of my dreams and goals, and now I'm ready to be in a relationship. Who would I wish to be in a relationship with? That would be you, you know? So I feel like he lets a lot of life things get in his way of what he really truly deep down wants, and that's you. And I do feel like he feels like you're his ideal partner and companion as well. He always says that. Interesting. I'm just straightforward. If he upset me, well, he takes it negatively. I do care for him a lot. Just don't know why he makes it so hard. I feel you. All right, so last question, and I just want to really quickly thank you guys for all of your donations, contributions, support to me and my channel today. I really appreciate it. Thanks to each individual person that came in here, gave me a like, all that jazz. I am going to immediately sign off of this broadcast when I'm done with Cappy's reading, so don't be mad at me for hurrying off. All right, so Cappy says, if we were to have a talk and I expressed some feelings to him, how would he react? Okay, you do feel the same. Okay. If they were to have a talk and she expressed some feelings, not all, how would he react? How would he react? Okay, so he would have a lot of thoughts on this. I think that he would still be pretty silent though, Cappy. I think that this would invoke and inspire him to want to be more transparent. Actually being transparent and being open and honest with you is a completely different battle for him, but he would be inspired and he would feel compelled to be open and honest with you. But the actual reaction that you would receive on your end would be more that of silence. So almost like your worst fear is coming true, where you express yourself and you're just not getting really much back, is definitely what I'm getting right now. So if you don't want that rejection and you like, unless you feel to yourself, if you're just kind of like, you know what, I'm just going to say it and then I'm going to be able to feel like I can move on because like I gave it my best shot and I left it with him and he can do with it whatever he will. Unless that's your intention, I feel like maybe don't say anything, because if you're waiting for a reaction from him or you're looking for some reciprocation, at least right away, I don't really feel like it's going to happen. He's definitely very silent. He's more thinking and thoughtful than he is communicative. Now, Four of Cups would also indicate to me that what you would perceive from him is him being very restrained, holding back, not really saying much. We also have the Seven of Swords here, which indicates hiding who he really is, hiding how he truly feels, and masking while he processes these feelings. Now, down the line, even like the next day or a week later or whatever, I feel like because you inspired him to be more transparent, because you were transparent, I think you're more likely to get more of a reaction from him later on. But I feel like in that moment right away, I think it would be, he'd have to process it first before he's able to like really see what it is he wants to tell you back. Because I also feel like you would be going into the conversation knowing what you're going to say and kind of having this plan. And I think for him, he would not be ready. He would have not expected that. You might have a day or two in advance to kind of really put your words and thoughts together. This would be kind of sprung on him. So I feel like if you could better set him up for this conversation, it might turn out better. But I feel like if it's something he doesn't really know about or something that kind of just happens spontaneously, he's going to need some time to process it. You're more likely to hear him respond to you like, you know, a day or two later. Would he be happy about it? Would he be happy about it? Would he be happy about this? Please show me a yes or a no. Would he be happy? I have a yes, 8 of Wands. So this would be good news to him. This would be information he wants to hear. All right, Cappy girl, that is what I've got for you, hon. Thank you so much for your donations. I really appreciate you coming in here. As always, love doing readings for you. But I am going to hop off, and I'm sorry that I'm rushing. I feel like that's so rude, but I am starving and I need to get dinner going and it's getting late. So I hope you'll have a lovely rest of your night. You should see me tomorrow. So hopefully we see you guys back here. Adios.